That is a rectangular prism. What are they asking us to find here? So I want you to write underneath that a formula and write it small so you've got room to shoot for the lateral area of a prism. Looks like 12.2 is surface areas of prisms and cylinders. Okay, so that might be where we want to go. On section 12.2, what do you guys see as, you find anything to do with lateral area of a prism? Investigate. Come on, guys. Read. Investigate. I'm not just going to tell you. I want you to. So we're on 12.2 now. We found prisms. I'm telling you what it is. I want you guys to help me find. And I guess they just use, I think they just use a capital L, don't they?
Yeah.
In general, it's the what? What is the formula? Huh? Nope. Come on, guys.
The sum of the area of all the lateral faces.
A equals capital P times H. And guys, the capital is important. In case you were wondering, and I want all phones off desk, because we don't need them for calculators or anything like that, so make sure we put them away. The capital P usually refers to something else there's a formula for, in case you guys are wondering. Anytime you get a capital letter, okay, it's referring to something there's another formula for. What do you think the capital P is referring to? Of the base. H is referring to the height of the prism. Now, here's where people get into problems with these. It's all, especially with rectangular prism, it's all perspective. Is there different things you could make the base there if you think about it? According to how they gave it to us, what is the base? The part sitting on the ground, correct? Which is this bottom right here. So this is the base, right? 12 by 8 by 12 by what? 8. Everyone agree?
But since it's all multiplication, it
Now,
doesn't really matter.
could I find the perimeter of that base?
Yeah.
It's the distance around just that bottom part, right? Now, what is the height of the perimeter? Because see, what's going to happen, guys, is this H right here is going to have the same H, but different meanings. We're not doing any other homework, are we, Darius? Okay, good, good. So what do you think is the height of the prism here?
3.
It's how far apart the two bases you have are, or how high straight up high. Does that make sense? You guys see that? So that can get a little confusing sometimes. However, throw you for a loop, couldn't I have turned this on the side and say that's a base? Then my base would have been 8 by 3 by 8 by 3, and now the height of the prism would be? You see the difference? And that's a lot of times on these three-dimensional figures, because really what I'm trying to do here is introduce us to this, so we've gone over it for EOI. The formulas for this stuff is provided by the EOI test. So the most important thing for us is to understand what represents what and what it's talking about. Lateral area is talking about this area around the sides, basically the area of those four faces. Okay? It's not the what? Total surface area. Because if I found the lateral area, I just found what? The area of four faces. Agreed? The total surface area would be what? Plus the area of the what? Two bases. So the surface area would be the lateral area plus 2 times, and then they have a capital B. Why do you think it's a capital B?
Because it's the base.
Capital B means, remember I said capital has a what usually for it? Formula for it, means the what? Of the base. L is, of course, what we just found out? The what? Lateral area. Okay? So those are basically our formulas for not just a rectangular prism, but a prism. That's how you find the lateral area and the what? Total surface area. Now this problem we ask you to find the what? So that's all you'd have to find there. Now, here's the deal over here. What is this? What is this thing called? It's called a hexagonal prism. Now, you want to know what makes something a prism? The lateral faces are rectangles. See how lateral faces are rectangles? That's the sides. Lateral means side. Okay? Now, your formulas here for the lateral area is L is equal to what? Perimeter times what? Height. It's the same thing. It's just you're going to find the perimeter in a different way, right? Now, what you're also going to find, and this is a regular, it's a regular hexagonal prism, because this is a regular. So if I was, and we'll get into this, if I was going to find, see, what becomes difficult sometimes is, guess what I'm going to have to do to find the area of the base here? 1/2 what? Apothem times perimeter. Do you have a note? Okay. What is this? Very good. You need a worksheet. This isn't going to work for me. It was 13 minutes ago.
What? I gotta have it.
I don't care. It doesn't take 13 minutes to walk over here. Where you been?
I had to walk around to the front door because these doors were locked by the.
Yeah, after the building
There's a lot
locks,
after
we
the
have to
building
walk
locks.
throughout the whole high school.
Had to walk to the front entrance.
These doors are locked in between classes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not between classes, but they after 9 o'clock they're locked.
Next time, if you have a class over here, you need to check in over here. Okay? All right, that's good.
I need a worksheet.
This is a pentagonal prism. Does the formula change? No. This is a rectangular prism. This is a what? This one down here, pentagonal prism. So, hopefully we're starting to get the idea. Here we got more prisms that we're going to find what? Do I need to, this is a what? Hexagonal prism. This is a what? Hexagonal prism. Excuse me. I apologize for that. So we're still on prisms. Next page. Zooming out. Do we have prisms still? Looks that way. Here's our first what?
So,
Triangular prism. More prisms. Looks like we've got more prisms. Starting to see a theme. Then on the last page, we do have something that looks somewhat different. What is this thing called? Cylinder. So what we've got probably a different formula. That different formula for lateral area, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's really the same, except what is the base here? Is it a polygon or is it a... How do you find basically the perimeter of a circle? Circumference. So the lateral area is circumference times what? Height. However, do we know the formula? And here's why I can put this more specifically. There's only one type, there's only going to ever be circles on the bottom and top of a cylinder, right? So I can use the same formula. What is the formula for circumference? 2 pi r, and then add what to the end of it? That is your formula for the what? Lateral area. Now let's find the surface area. Well, guess what? Total surface area is the lateral area, and then what's left over? What is left? 2 what? There's 2 bases here, right? So 2 times capital what? So it's really the same. Here's the only difference though. Because the bases here are always what? Circles, I can put more specific information in here. 2 pi RH plus 2 times, what's the area? How do you find the area of a circle? Pi r squared. So there is your formula for the total surface area of a cylinder. And on most of these, about the only way they can really foul you up or make it hard on you is by asking, you know, leave it in terms of pi, or just give the diameter and then you have to find the what? Radius. That's not so hard, is it? Think we can handle that? Okay. So let's go back to working some of these. Let's start with number 1. How would I find the lateral area here? How do I find the perimeter? The perimeter is what? Okay, so, which makes our perimeter what? So we need to find the perimeter, and we need to find what? H. What is our perimeter? 40. What is our height? Okay. So if I got everything to put into the formula, and I won't expect you to put things into the formula. Of course, the rest is calculator work. What is your answer? 120 what? Meters squared, and circle your answer. Not a whole lot to ask for you to do. I just want you guys, I want to reinforce the formula. I'm reinforcing by having you write it down like this, saying, hey, guys, I acknowledge that I've got to find what? P and what? H. Okay? It's not that much more work to just write down your thoughts. Talking about what you see. Something like that's good to write down as well. I don't see why we can't prove that we know how to find perimeter. Now, over here, I'm going to do one. Let's go down, actually, let's go down to number 6 now. Where they ask you to find what? A surface area. So to find the surface area, I've got to find what? The lateral area plus what? 2 times the area of the what? So I need to find L, and I need to find what? B. Would everyone agree?
Yes.
I need to leave myself a little more room. So you guys need to do that as well, L and B. First of all, let's find L. L is equal to the perimeter of the base. Well, it's a regular what? Hexagon. So my perimeter would be what? 7 times what? So 42. So that's 42 times my height. What is the height of this prism? 7. So my lateral area, and really at this point I put it into, I can come write it over here, is what? 94 what? Kilometers squared. Now I gotta find the area, next thing I gotta do is find the area of the what? Base. Well, what is my base? This is what I want you guys to do for me, and I know I'm asking a lot. I want you guys to go ahead and write the formula for the base each time, because this is where people get in trouble on these, is it messes them up because they want it to be the same formula all the time. Well, how you find B is going to change to what B is. And that's all chapter 11, isn't it? So it's basically chapter 11 stuff added to another formula. So we got to find the area of the base. What is our base here? It's a what? Regular what? Hexagon. So it's a regular polygon. What is our formula to find the area of a regular polygon? Apothem times capital B perimeter. P perimeter. So that would be 1/2. What is my apothem? 6.1 times what is my perimeter? We already found that. It's what? 42. That's round to the nearest hundredth. What do you get there for B? Huh? Do not divide by 2. So B is equal to what?
128.10.
So 0.1 what? Kilometers squared? Okay. So we've done that. Now what's the last thing to do? You'll find that actually finding the surface area is actually the easy part. 294 plus what? 2 times the area of the base. What is the area of the base? 128.1. What is my total surface area?
square.
0.2.
Yes.
I've got 2 keys up here as well. Here, how you gonna find the area of your base here? On the next one. It's a what? Regular polygon, so it's 1/2 what? Apothem times what? Perimeter. On number 8, how you gonna find the area of your base here? It's a what? Rectangle, so it's just what? Base times what? Height. Base times height, right? Base times height, base times height, apothem times perimeter. Get it? So on and so on. And then here, all you gotta do is find, all you need to find on this is R and what? H. Our radius here is 9. Our height is 9. So to find the lateral area, we're just going to put what? 2 times pi times r, which is what? 9, times the height, which is also 9. It said round to the nearest hundredth, so you just put all that into a calculator. What do you guys get? 2 times pi times 9 times 9. Hundredth. What? Centimeters squared. Then on this one, what's your radius? Number 31. 12. What's the height of the cylinder?
11.
Can you put those into the formula
Mm-hmm.
for total surface area? So when I say I want you to put these into the formula, this is what I want. I want to see 2 times what? Pi times r, put parentheses, 12, times the height, 11, plus 2 times pi r, what's r? 12 squared. You put everything into the formula, haven't you? The rest is calculator work, isn't it? I would suggest finding a number for that, and then, but if you're good at putting all that into the calculator, that's fine. Answers should be round to the hundredth and be in feet squared. Just do it at the end of the hour tomorrow. Like I said, If you're unsure whether you should show your steps, what should you do?
Show
Write it down.